This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute professional medical advice. Please consult with your doctor or a qualified healthcare specialist before starting any new vitamins or supplements mentioned in this video. Use of this information is at your own risk. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror tonight. Truly look and ask a terrifying question. Where did the rest of you go? Look at your arms, once capable and firm, now showing the unmistakable drape of thinning skin over shrinking mass. Look at your legs, the pillars that have carried you through 6 decades of life, now appearing narrower, more fragile, and less certain. You might tell yourself this is just the natural rhythm of time. You might call it getting older to soften the blow. But that is a lie that will eventually cost you your freedom. What you are witnessing is not a graceful transition. It is a silent, biological robbery. Your body is quite literally cannibalizing itself. It is a condition known as sarcopenia, but I prefer to call it the white death of the muscles. After the age of 60, this process does not just walk, it sprints. If you are not actively stopping it, you are losing up to 3% of your strength every single year. That sounds like a small number until you realize that in 5 years, 15% of your ability to stand up from a chair, to catch yourself during a slip, or to lift your own grandchild could be gone forever. This is the moment where your independence begins to evaporate, leaving behind a version of yourself that is a prisoner to gravity and furniture. Welcome to ElderFit Nutrition. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. We are here because the path you are currently on leads to a destination no one wants to reach. The moment you realize you can no longer trust your own limbs. The tragedy is that most people wait until they are on the floor, unable to get back up, before they realize the theft has been completed. I am here to tell you that the theft is happening right now, in the quiet moments while you sit, while you sleep, and while you follow outdated advice that tells you to take it easy. Taking it easy is exactly what allows the decay to accelerate. If this realization hits you with a sense of urgency, if you feel that cold shiver of recognizing your own vulnerability, then you are exactly where you need to be to change the ending of your story. Before we reveal the mechanism behind this collapse and how to reverse it, please take a moment to subscribe to ElderFit Nutrition. Your support gives us the strength to continue creating these deep dives into longevity and health, ensuring that we can keep fighting for the strength and dignity of our community. This journey we are embarking on today is about more than just looking better. It is about the raw, visceral survival of your autonomy. It is about making sure that your golden years are actually golden, rather than a slow retreat into a wheelchair. You have a choice to make, and that choice begins with understanding the gravity of what is at stake. Before we move into the hidden science of why your current efforts are likely failing, I want you to stop and engage with your own future. Think about the one thing you fear losing most as you age. Please answer this honestly in the comments section below. Which of these scenarios haunts you more? A, the fear of losing the physical strength to live in your own home independently? Or B, the fear of becoming a physical burden to the people you love the most? Type A or B in the comments. Your answer helps us understand the heart of this community and reinforces your commitment to the change we are about to discuss. The reason your morning walks, your light yoga, and your gardening are failing to save your muscles is not because you aren't trying. It's because your body has stopped listening to you. To understand why a person over 60 can exercise every day and still see their muscles wither, we have to look deeper than the tissue itself. We have to look at the wiring. Imagine a grand old mansion where the lights are beginning to flicker. You can keep changing the light bulbs, the muscles, but if the copper wiring inside the walls is fraying and corroded, the room will stay dark. In the human body, this wiring is your neuromuscular system. As you cross the threshold of 60, a devastating unplugging begins to occur. The motor neurons, the specialized nerve cells that send the electrical command from your brain to your muscles to contract, begin to die off or lose their protective coating. When a nerve dies, the muscle fibers it once controlled don't just sit idle, they vanish. They are abandoned by the nervous system and eventually replaced by marbleized fat and connective tissue. This is why you can feel heavy, even if the scale hasn't changed. You are literally being replaced from the inside out by material that cannot move, cannot burn calories, and cannot support your weight. Furthermore, your body is engaged in a brutal hierarchy of loss. We have two main types of muscle fibers: type 1, which are for endurance and slow movement, and type 2, which are the fast twitch fibers responsible for power, speed, and preventing falls. After 60, your body decides that type 2 fibers are a luxury it can no longer afford. It begins to discard them first. This is the hidden reason why you might feel fine walking on a flat surface, but feel a sudden, terrifying surge of weakness when you try to step up a high curb or move quickly to avoid an obstacle. Traditional, low-impact exercises only whisper to your type 1 fibers, leaving the critical type 2 power fibers to rot in silence. You are essentially training your body to be slow and weak while the very foundation of your physical power is being dismantled. It is a biological mismatch. You are bringing a toothpick to a structural fire. The tragedy of modern fitness advice for seniors is the obsession with movement over intensity. While any movement is better than total stagnation, the biological reality of aging requires a specific type of stress to force the nervous system to stay plugged in. Your brain is a ruthless accountant of energy. If you do not prove to it through high threshold activation that you need those fast twitch fibers, it will delete them to save resources. This is why taking it easy is the most dangerous advice you could ever follow. It signals to your biology that the hunt is over, the struggle is finished, and the muscles are no longer required for survival. To reverse this, we must stop thinking about exercise as a way to burn calories and start seeing it as a way to reestablish a lost connection. We need to send a signal so loud and so demanding that the brain has no choice but to repair the wiring and hold on to every ounce of muscle you have left. In the next stage of this protocol, we will move past the why and into the how, using specific, calculated movements designed to bridge the gap between your mind and your fading strength. To bridge the gap between the fading signals of your mind and the dormant potential of your muscles, we must implement a precise, strategic sequence of movements that do not just move the body, but command it to rebuild. We will descend from exercise 4 to exercise 1, each step calculated to increase the intensity of the neural demand. We begin with the foundational act of reclaiming your verticality through the functional sit-to-stand. Sit on the very edge of a firm chair, feet planted like anchors. Without using your hands for momentum or support, push the earth away and rise. As you reach the peak, sit chut, squeeze your glutes with a conscious, almost aggressive intent. By eliminating the cheat of your arms, you are forcing your brain to recruit every available motor unit in your hips and thighs. Do 12 repetitions, each one a declaration that you still own the space you stand in. From there, we move to the wall for a specialized push-up designed to wake your sleeping power fibers. Stand an arm's length away, hands against the flat surface. The secret is in the tempo. Lower your chest toward the wall over a slow, excruciating 4-second count, then push back with explosive speed in just 1 second. This rhythmic contrast is a direct signal to those elusive type 2 fibers. The slow descent builds control, while the rapid push demands power. Transitioning further, we address the second heart of your body, the calves. Stand tall and rise onto your toes, holding that peak tension for 2 full seconds before drifting back down. Your calves are the gatekeepers of your circulation and the primary shock absorbers for every step you take. Strengthening them does more than build muscle. It restores the metabolic highway that carries nutrients to every other muscle group in your body. Finally, we arrive at the most potent tool in this arsenal, the isometric glute bridge. Lying on your back, knees bent, lift your hips until your body forms a straight line from shoulder to knee. Now, rather than moving up and down, you will simply stay. Hold this position for 15 seconds, driving your heels into the floor and squeezing your core and glutes until you feel a slight, healthy tremor. This is the sound of your nervous system reconnecting to your physical structure. This isometric hold creates immense internal pressure, forcing the muscle fibers to increase their density and strength without placing a single ounce of damaging stress on your aging joints. You are not just exercising, you are performing a biological recalibration, proving to your body that your strength is not a relic of the past, but a necessity for the future. The most precarious transition of your entire day is not a heavy lift or a long walk. It is the simple, silent shift from the horizontal stillness of sleep to the vertical demands of gravity. For a body over 60, the first step of the morning is a high-stakes negotiation. Your muscles have been dormant for hours, your joints are cold, and your nervous system is operating on a low-voltage standby mode. To step out of bed and immediately load your full body weight onto these unprimed structures is to invite microtrauma and reinforce a cycle of weakness. This is why we must implement the 60-second anti-atrophy protocol, a bridge between the world of rest and the world of action. While you are still beneath the covers, before your feet even graze the floor, you must send the first wake-up call to your anatomy. Begin with 10 slow, deliberate ankle circles in each direction. This is not mere movement. It is the act of pumping synovial fluid into the joints and stretching the fascia that has tightened overnight. Immediately following this, perform a series of isometric leg tenses while still lying flat. Straighten your legs and pull your toes toward your shins. Then squeeze your quads and calves as hard as you can for 5 seconds. Then release. Repeat this 5 times. In these few seconds, you are flushing the dormant muscle tissue with fresh oxygenated blood and alerting the brain that a heavy load is imminent. As you finally swing your legs to the edge of the bed, do not rush to stand. Sit for a moment, feel the weight of your torso over your hips, and perform one final set of seated glute squeezes. This final ritual ensures that your primary stabilizers, the muscles that prevent you from stumbling, are plugged in and firing before they are asked to carry you. By dedicating these 60 seconds to preparation, you are changing the entire chemical environment of your body for the day ahead. You are moving from a state of vulnerability to a state of readiness. Those who skip this ritual often spend the first hour of their day in a state of physical apology, hobbling through stiffness. But those who honor these 60 seconds find that their first steps are not a struggle, but a firm, confident assertion of their enduring strength. You are no longer at the mercy of your morning stiffness. You are the architect of your morning power. The clock is ticking with a relentless, silent precision, and every day of hesitation is another day where a vital part of your physical autonomy is lost to the void. This is why I am issuing a direct challenge to you today, not a casual suggestion, but a 14-day covenant between you and your future self. For the next 2 weeks, I am asking you to commit to this specific sequence of 4 movements and the 60-second morning protocol every single day without exception. Do not wait for a convenient moment. Make this the non-negotiable anchor of your daily existence. This commitment is not about the vanity of muscle shape or the aesthetics of a mirror. It is about the raw, mathematical reality of your survival and your dignity. In 14 days of consistent application, you will begin to feel the replugging of your nervous system. It often starts as a subtle but undeniable firmness in your step, a renewed sense of density in your limbs, and a sudden, quiet confidence when you rise from a chair or navigate a flight of stairs. This is the first signal that the biological robbery has been halted and that your body has begun to reinvest in itself. But hear this final warning. If you choose to close this video and return to the comfort of an easy life, the theft will continue. Your biology will keep quietly dismantling your strength, fiber by fiber, until the day eventually comes when you try to reach for something or stand up, only to find that the foundation is simply no longer there. Do not wait for a catastrophic fall or a loss of independence to be your wake-up call. Start now, and in 14 days, I want you to return to this space. Share your progress in the comments. Tell this community how those first steps feel. Your victory is not just yours alone. It is the light that will guide someone else out of the shadows of frailty and back into a life of power. The most profound lesson we can draw from this exploration of the human body is that our physical form is not a static machine that simply wears out over time. It is a dynamic, responsive system that requires a constant, meaningful reason to stay strong. We have been conditioned to treat aging as a slow, inevitable slide into weakness, but the biological truth is far more empowering. Much of what we characterize as aging is actually the result of disuse. Our bodies operate on a ruthless principle of economy. If you do not prove to your nervous system that your muscles are essential for your survival through regular, intense demand, your body will discard them to save energy. The lesson here is the principle of adaptation. This principle dictates that our environment and our actions shape our biology. To apply this to your life starting today, you must shift your fundamental perspective from preservation to activation. Many people in their 60s and 70s begin to shrink their world, avoiding challenges and choosing the path of least resistance to protect themselves. In reality, this is the most dangerous thing you can do. Stewardship of your health means recognizing that your body thrives on calculated stress. By intentionally placing a demand on your muscles, you are sending a signal to your brain that the hunt is still on, the journey is still active, and your strength is still a requirement for your existence. This philosophy extends beyond the physical. Just as muscles atrophy without tension, our minds and spirits can lose their edge without the challenge of new goals and the discipline of a routine. When you honor your morning protocol or push through that final isometric hold, you are doing more than just building tissue. You are practicing the habit of self-mastery. You are deciding that you will not be a passive observer of your own decline, but the active architect of your longevity. Independence is not a permanent state. It is a gift that you must earn every single morning through the choices you make. Remember that your strength is the currency of your freedom. By investing in your muscles today, you are ensuring that you have the wealth of health to spend on the people and experiences you love for years to come. Which of the 4 exercises mentioned in this protocol do you feel your body needs the most right now to feel more stable and strong? Please share your thoughts in the comments below so we can all learn from each other's experiences. If you found this information valuable, please consider subscribing to ElderFit Nutrition to support our mission of bringing deep, actionable health insights to our community. Your support helps us continue to create content that empowers you to live your strongest life.